Are you feeling the pinch at the grocery store? You're not alone. The shocking price increase of 20 top American foods is making it tough for families to make ends meet. Many staple items such as eggs, flour, and bread have doubled or even tripled in price. Prices on many basics such as fresh vegetables and frozen dinners are also increasing. This problem is affecting families across the country, with 40% of Americans skipping at least one meal per day to feed their children. In this video, we'll explore the underlying factors contributing to rising food prices and discuss some possible solutions to this pressing issue. Don't miss out on this crucial information, so keep watching. Let's first take a closer look at what's driving the rising costs. Number 1. Inflation. Inflation is one of the factors contributing to rising food prices in the United States. This can be caused by a variety of factors, including rising costs of production, increased demand for goods, and changes in monetary policy. When inflation occurs, the purchasing power of money decreases, which means that people have to pay more for the same goods and services. In the United States, the rate of inflation has been increasing in recent months, reaching a 41-year high earlier this year. The increase in prices has been driven by a variety of factors, including supply chain issues exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as rising oil prices and labor shortages. These factors have all contributed to higher costs for consumer goods, including food. The rising cost of food has been a particular concern for many people in the United States, as it is a basic necessity that impacts everyone. Many people are finding that the prices of the food they buy regularly have significantly increased, making it more difficult to afford their weekly grocery bills. For some, these price increases have been so significant that they have had to make difficult choices, such as cutting back on the amount of food they buy or choosing cheaper, less healthy options. The higher prices have also been a burden for low-income individuals and families, who may already be struggling to afford food and other necessities. Number 2. Low wages. Low wages can also be a factor contributing to rising food prices in the United States. If wages are not keeping up with the cost of living, it can be challenging for people to afford the things they need, including food. As the prices of many basic food items have increased in recent months, it can be difficult for families with low wages to afford these items. When wages are decreasing as they are currently in order to keep up with inflation rates, people may have less money to spend on food and other necessities, which can lead to reduced demand for these products. This can lead to lower production of these items, which in turn can cause prices to rise. Low wages can also affect the food industry itself. For example, if workers in the food industry are not being paid enough to meet their basic needs, they may be less motivated to work, which can lead to shortages of certain products. This can drive up prices even further, making it even more difficult for families to afford the food they need. Number 3. Supply chain issues. Supply chain issues, including the COVID-19 pandemic, weather events, and transportation issues, are major factors contributing to rising food prices in the United States. The COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted global supply chains, leading to delays and disruptions in the transportation of goods, including food. According to the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, global food prices crested at a record 21% increase year-over-year due to the pandemic. Transportation issues such as delays and shortages of trucks and other vehicles can also affect food prices. When it is more difficult to transport food from where it is produced to where it is needed, it can lead to shortages and higher prices. The COVID-19 pandemic led to a shortage of truck drivers and other transportation workers, which has contributed to delays in the transportation of food. According to the American Trucking Association, the trucking industry is currently facing a shortage of approximately 60,000 drivers. This can lead to shortages of certain products and higher prices. Supply chain issues can have a significant impact on food prices in the United States. These issues can disrupt the production, transportation, and distribution of food, leading to shortages and higher prices for consumers. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Price Index, grocery prices as a whole have increased upwards of 9% since early 2021, with monthly upticks in 2022. Dependence on foreign food production, particularly from countries like China, can contribute to higher prices in the United States due to transportation and import costs. The COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted global supply chains, making it more difficult to transport goods from other countries and leading to shortages of certain items. This has increased demand for domestic production, but some companies may still be reliant on foreign countries due to lower production costs. This can make it difficult for consumers to find and afford products that are produced in the United States, particularly during times of supply chain disruption. Number 4. Higher costs of production. Higher costs of production, including the cost of fertilizer, farm equipment, and fuel, are contributing to rising food prices in the United States. These higher costs can make it more expensive for farmers to produce food, which can ultimately lead to higher prices for consumers. One factor contributing to higher production costs is the cost of fertilizer. Fertilizer is an essential component of modern agriculture, as it helps to provide plants with the nutrients they need to grow. However, the price of fertilizer has been increasing in recent years due to a variety of factors, including increased demand and higher energy costs. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, the price of fertilizer increased by more than 50% between 2010 and 2020. This can make it more expensive for farmers to produce food, leading to higher prices for consumers. The cost of farm equipment is another factor that can contribute to higher production costs. Farm equipment, such as tractors and combines, is essential for modern agriculture, as it helps to improve efficiency and reduce labor costs. However, the cost of farm equipment has also been increasing in recent years due to a variety of factors, including higher demand and increased production costs. According to the USDA, the price of farm equipment increased by more than 25% between 2010 and 2020. This can make it more expensive for farmers to produce food, leading to higher prices for consumers. The cost of fuel is also a factor that can contribute to higher production costs. Fuel is used to power many aspects of modern agriculture, including irrigation systems, tractors, and other farm equipment. The price of fuel has also been increasing in recent years due to a variety of factors, including higher demand and increased production costs. According to the USDA, the price of fuel increased by more than 50% between 2010 and 2020. This can make it more expensive for farmers to produce food, leading to higher prices for consumers. Impact on American families. The rising food prices in the United States are having a significant impact on American families. Many grocery items have doubled or tripled in price, making it more difficult for families to afford the things they need. Prices on many basics, such as eggs, flour, and bread, are increasing, making it more challenging for families to afford the things they need to eat. The rising food prices are having a particularly significant impact on families with lower incomes, who may have limited resources to devote to purchasing food. According to a recent study, 40% of Americans are skipping at least one meal per day in order to feed their children. This can have serious consequences for people's overall health and well-being, as people who are hungry may not be getting the nutrients they need to stay healthy. The rising food prices are also causing many families to make difficult trade-offs. For example, they may be forced to choose between buying more expensive, healthier foods or cheaper, less nutritious options in order to stretch their food budget further. This can have negative consequences for people's overall health and well-being, as people who are not able to afford healthy foods may not be getting the nutrients they need to stay healthy. The 20 products affected. The rising food prices in the United States have affected a wide range of food products. Some examples of food products that have seen an increase in prices include eggs, flour, bread, fresh vegetables, frozen dinners, ice cream, butter, soda, candy, beef, avocados, coffee, seafood, bacon, fresh fruit, cereal, chocolate, granola bars, potato chips, and chicken. These food products are staples in many American diets, and their increasing prices can make it more difficult for families to afford the food they need. One potential solution to address the underlying factors contributing to rising food prices in the United States is through policy changes. Policymakers could consider implementing measures such as increasing funding for research and development in the agricultural sector, which could help to improve efficiency and lower production costs. Additionally, policymakers could consider implementing measures to address issues related to the supply chain, such as investing in infrastructure to improve transportation and logistics. Policymakers could also consider implementing measures to address issues related to low wages and income inequality, such as increasing the minimum wage or providing targeted assistance to low-income households. Another possible solution to addressing the underlying factors contributing to rising food prices in the United States is to initiate government programs to help families afford food. These programs, such as the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, or SNAP, and the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, or WIC, provide financial assistance to low-income families to help them afford food. Lastly, increased domestic food production is also a possible solution to address the underlying factors contributing to rising food prices in the United States. By increasing the amount of food produced within the country, the United States could reduce its reliance on imports and become more self-sufficient in terms of food production. There are several reasons why people should focus on American products and not be so dependent on foreign, especially Chinese, products. One reason is that purchasing domestic products can help stimulate the local economy and create jobs within the country. When people buy products that are made in America, they are supporting businesses and workers within their own country. This can help to boost the economy and create new job opportunities. Additionally, focusing on American products can help to reduce the impact of supply chain issues. When products are imported from other countries, there are often transportation delays and other challenges that can disrupt the supply chain. This can lead to higher prices and shortages of certain products. By increasing domestic food production and purchasing American-made products, we can reduce our reliance on foreign imports and be less affected by supply chain issues. It's now more important than ever to take action that focuses on domestic food production and buying American-made products. As we become more and more dependent on foreign foods, costs will continue to skyrocket, making it impossible for families to keep up. If you enjoyed this video about the shocking price increase of 20 top American foods, check out the video on the screen now, or the one we posted below, because we're sure you'll like that one too. See you there!